This is a really vulnerable, honest comment. I need you to know that you're not alone, and I want us to talk about it. First off, let me just address directly this sense of insecurity that many of us who are non-traditional applicants to medical school feel. That definitely applied to me as a high school dropout. Part of the issue is just comparison. Because when you're online, you're hearing a lot from people who are not non-traditional. They just went straight through. You're hearing a lot of this advice. And for whatever reason, the algorithms seem to paint this picture that being traditional is actually more common. But it's not actually true. The average age of an accepted medical student has gone up over the years. There are plenty of people in their 30s and even 40s, and I've heard of some people in their 50s who start medical school at that age, and they have fine careers. But just knowing that doesn't necessarily make it easier for you to carry that weight. That second thing you brought up is it feels like there's always something more you can do. In medical school, I had a mentor who was a surgeon who taught me something really valuable to do with that kind of thinking. He was talking about when you're operating, sometimes you could take out more of a tumor, but you don't, because the risks are really high. And you have to know when you've done enough and when doing more is actually too much. This comes to mind now because, yeah, you could always do more. You could burn yourself out more. You can invest years and years of your life into making this perfect application. But the perfect is the enemy of the good. And sometimes you have to know when to stop because the benefits of proceeding are far outweighed by the cost. The last thing I want to say is that anxiety and depression occur probably at higher rates in people who are applying to med school, med students, residents, doctors. And these cognitions, which we in psychiatry call depressive cognitions, that no matter what I do, it's not enough, I'm not good enough, these can be a feature of depression at times. I'll come out and say it, I've had tons of therapy in my career and it's made a huge difference. I continue to get therapy, and when you start psychiatry residency, they actually had an orientation with us and they said, hey, y'all should get therapy if you're willing to do it. It really helps. All that to say, you might consider getting some help with that. If the problem is you're constantly always feeling like this, you deserve support with it. You shouldn't just have to sit there and suffer through it on your own. I don't know if any of that helped, but I hope it did, and I hope that you keep going, because if I made it, you can do it too.